I wanted to talk about this rumor. Now, again, before we talk about it, I want to be very clear. This is a wild rumor that does not appear to be co-signed. That at least not that I've seen. There's this thing. A federal whistleblower filed a criminal complaint on February 7th, 2025, alleging Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro has had an involvement in the assassination attempt on President Donald Trump. It alleges that Christopher Wray conspired with Biden administration to hide reports. The Butler County DA's office is currently investigating these allegations. No arrests or official charges against Shapiro have been confirmed by sources. Now, as far as I've seen, there's a lot of forms out there that are not countersigned. You see this Pennsylvania arrest warrants. President Trump learned today that a federal whistleblower and former PA state police employee came forward with information to file a criminal complaint allegedly linking Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro with the assassination attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania. Allegations from the private criminal complaint. In the weeks leading up to the Trump rally, President Joseph R. Biden made frequent visits to the defendant Joshua Shapiro to discuss the obstacle faced by the Democratic Party. Joshua Shapiro organized, schemed, and conspired with other officials to carry out the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump. Governor Shapiro facilitated, planned, and coordinated the attempt. On July 13th, 2024, the affiant contacted the Secret Service to provide a tip and was blocked by the Biden admin. What goes on? On March 9th, 2024, Supervisory Special Agent Kenneth Miller advised this affiant through email that he had contacted the FBI Philadelphia personnel, FBI Victim Services, and management of the Washington Field Office, and they had advised him to direct the affiant to Philadelphia FBI. Agent Kenneth Keller informed this affiant that crimes being reported are not occurring in his jurisdiction. Blah 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 blah. I
have doubts.
I have massive doubts. As far as I know, like a lot of these forms haven't been co-signed. So it's just Josh Shapiro's trending, but it's just a claim. Here you have this, Sarah Fields posing a former Pennsylvania state police officer submitted an official criminal complaint alleging Governor Josh Shapiro was involved in the attempted assassination. The complaint was submitted February 7th. She claims to have submitted a tip about this in July 2024, but says that she was blocked. I don't know. Thoughts, Hannah Claire? Crazy person or possible real thing?
I don't know. It doesn't seem. It seems like a little bit of a reach from what I am seeing as we review it right now. The idea that Christopher Wray.
They're not saying that he. By the way, they're not. They're saying that he's involved, but none of these complaints have actually indicated how.
That's what bothers me. Like, it's not a specific call to action. And the line, like, Christopher Wray colluded with the Biden administration, like, oh yeah, I believe that on a bunch of stuff. I think probably tons of. I think there were probably a lot of ways that he assisted the Biden administration that were not ethical. But like, I need a little bit more of a. This is specifically what he is accused of doing or enabling or something like that.
What do you think, Styx? It feels like a reach.
Yeah, we're going to need a little bit more meat on the bones. The fact that a complaint has been issued doesn't mean a crime was committed. And for a great claim like that, which would be monumentally important news, I think we need more evidence. By the way, I think these forms can probably be downloaded online. So anyone could, in theory, they could fill it out and they could post it online and say, well, look at this. Oh, breaking news. And you have no idea whether it's real or not. I mean, it looks official, but anyone who owns a printer, in theory, could print it out, put a signature on it. Like if you can do signature matching or something like that, but then AI could probably do that at this point too anyway. So it doesn't really make a difference.
Yeah. One thing I saw floating around that's worth mentioning is that none of these documents appear to be countersigned, meaning like they're just filled out, which means it doesn't really mean anything. I did think it was a good segue to talk about how we still know nothing about Butler.
Isn't that crazy? And I feel like
yeah.
we just don't talk about it anymore.
Yeah. That's why I kind of put it on the show for today, because I was like, so the parents are just, have the parents just been cleared then? Are the parents have just been cleared? Nothing's happening here. You know, don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain.
Don't look too far into it.
Yeah, is that where we're at now with Butler? Is it filed right next to the Las Vegas incident?
Do you think part of the issue is that we have a new administration in place and they are doing so much? For a while, I mean, right after, and it wasn't like it was super effective, but congressional Republicans were like, we are demanding answers. We're calling people to testify. Again, not that we got a ton of answers. It definitely seemed to lose steam as we got closer to the election. But there was a time when this was something that Republicans who've been elected felt tasked with taking care of. Now it seems like there's like a whole new season of government upon us. And it's like, this is something they've left behind.
Yeah. I mean, I think everybody in politics is driven by what is best for them politically. And I feel like it was extremely important to conservatives at the time to potentially implicate Biden and his regime. Now that Biden's out, it seems like we've stopped caring about the closest we've come to a presidential assassination in 50 years, or 70 years or whatever. No.
Well, Reagan was shot. Technically, W would count because there was that one assailant who threw a grenade up onto the stage. No. There was an incident, and it's been completely memory hold. You remember that time?
I remember the grenade, but it was not a live grenade.
It was. It just wasn't unpinned.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Somebody almost killed George W. with a grenade.
Oh,
it's just, but they didn't fully pull the pin out, so it didn't explode.
What a crazy thing! Like there's only one step in arming a grenade, and they forgot.
Yeah.
You think they just got nervous, or what happened there?
I think he tried to pull the pin out, but then probably realized that he was being noticed and just hurled it up there or something like that. I believe it was a live grenade, actually.
I'm looking. Yeah, I mean, it was a live grenade. It was some guy with the last name Arutiunian. Does not sound American.
Arutiunian?
Yeah. Explain the reason. My client believes that Bush is interfering with Georgia's internal affairs. I assume the nation of Georgia. So this happened overseas. Interesting. Yeah, we might not have even had.
Wait, it did. It was overseas.
Yeah.
Oh, for some reason, I misremembered
throwing a live grenade at President Bush during a rally in Georgia's capital. Said he had hoped to kill the leader. Authorities formally charged Vladimir, Georgian last name, with terror. Yeah. I mean, I can't believe. That's nuts. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. I do remember the shoe, and it was actually a pretty good throw, if I remember right.
He had to dodge, right?
George W. had a good dodge actually on him with the shoe incident. That was hysterical.
I think
yeah.
I think Bush doesn't even look scared. He looks like he's laughing. Look at his face.
Whoop. Funny.
Yep. Yeah.
We have all the things to be thrown at you. I guess a shoe is like one of the preferred items.
Yeah,
the most wonderful thing he could have done right after that was say, "You ran out of shoes."
Yeah. Who throws this shoe? Honestly. Like he could have did the I don't know if that movie was out then or not.
He ain't got 3 legs. Here, I've got to go to the bathroom really quick.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if we get anything on the Butler. The one thing that makes me think we will see something coming out of Butler and the Ukrainian weirdo guy. He's not Ukrainian. I keep calling him Ukrainian, but the Ukrainian recruiter. Guy. Yeah. Like, I think there's still something there because, I mean, Trump is president. So, like, I suspect that may still be on his mind. I suspect.
I think it is definitely on his mind. It seemed like it really impacted him. I mean, he's referenced it. He referenced it in his inauguration day speech, right? I mean,
Yep.
I don't know how you could survive both of those things and not think about them constantly. I also think you can argue that it's precedent, right? He was a presidential candidate who had two different people try and attack him on the like while he was actively seeking the presidency. If we don't get answers about this, what's to say it won't continue to happen to other people?
Yeah, I mean, I think you need to look at, because there is like, I mean, there's obviously other people involved. This guy was not a lone actor. This guy was not a lone, like, lunatic. I believe that the guy in Florida might have been, because he had like a trail of being unhinged.
Mm-hmm.
But this Butler kid, there are just too many systemic failures, too many like he was let in with a rangefinder.
Mm-hmm.
We need to find out who said that was okay, and like
and
who left there.
Unlike the guy in Florida, there's very little information about him. I don't know if you ever listened to JD Vance's appearance on Theo Vaughn's podcast, but they like make a joke about it. Like they were releasing, with the Florida guy, we kind of knew where he had been and traveled and some of his posts, and like with the Butler shooter, it was like, yes, he maybe went to high school here. We can't really give you any recent photos. The photo that we publicized widely was from when he was like 16, even though at the time of the attack, he was in his 20s. Like it seemed like they intentionally restricted everything. At one point they were saying like, oh, he doesn't have any social media presence. He doesn't have any online presence at all. Like, no, that's not possible.
Yeah.
It's the way they treated the two people is, I think, an indication that there was more going on with the Butler.
Where's a trial for the guy in Florida?
It's delayed, right? It's like super slow walked. I think it's going to start in 2026. Last time I checked, I haven't checked in a little while, which is like,
he'll never live that long. He'll never live that long.